So we're going to go over a few word problems that have to do with area, circumference, and there may be a perimeter problem on here as well. So just go ahead and write down, not the words here, but whenever you're doing this, watching this video, write down sort of what I'm doing, so just the math part. And if I draw any pictures, try to draw them as well, although yours is probably going to look better than mine do. I don't have my writing thing, so I'm using the mouse, so if it looks rough, that is why. So let's just dive right in, and then we'll do some practice after this. Number 1 says, Darth Vader wanted to place a fence around his circular swimming pool. So at this point, I'm going to take a break from this problem and draw a what?
A pool.
A circle. It can or cannot look like a pool, really doesn't matter, but I need to draw a circle so I have something to look at. Now, yeah, it's pretty rough, sorry. He's wanting to not just do a circle, he's doing what around it? A fence. So do we want this fence to be like right on the pool? No, obviously the fence is going to be some distance away from the pool, so I'm going to go and draw the fence too.
You guess that I had yours next?
I believe so.
Okay.
That was not. Sorry about that interruption. Let's continue with this. Let's go back to our actual problem here. So we drew our swimming pool, we drew the fence. That's the first thing we should always do when we see a shape on a problem. His pool has a diameter of 15 feet. But how far away does he want that fence to sit?
5.
5 feet, yeah. So what I need to do now is say, all right, the pool's diameter, I'm going to pick a different color so it stands out. So that's the full, geez, that's terrible. The pool is 5 feet.
15.
That's 15, thank you. 15 feet. I'll type that so you can actually read it. But it also tells us how far does he want this fence to be away from the pool?
5.
5 feet. So from here to here, cancel that. So from here to here needs to be 5 feet, and from here to here, a little too far. That's okay though. Also needs to be 5 feet. Okay. So there's our picture of the problem. Let's go back and make sure we have all the information we need. How many feet of fence does Darth Vader need to purchase? So, is that, if we need to know how many fence to go around the pool, is that an area or circumference problem?
Circumference.
Let's see. Area is the amount of space
Inside.
inside. Circumference is the amount of
Outside.
outside, space outside. So which are we finding with the fence? The circumference. So on your blue sheet, if you look at it, you should see the formula for circumference of a circle. It's circumference equals what? Pi.
Pi times area.
Pi times diameter. So circumference is pi times diameter. Now one of the issues with this is we actually don't have the diameter. But if this is 5 feet, this is 15, and this is an additional 5, what would the diameter be? What would it be?
25.
Yeah, 15, 20, 25. So we need to do 25
Times 5.
times pi.
$78.5.
Thanks. And we got 78.5, and it's feet. Is this area?
No, it's circle.
Circumference. So we don't need to put square feet, just feet's enough. So 78.5 feet. And then we're done. Any questions about that one?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What's the difference between diameter? I know what area is, but I don't understand what diameter is.
It's all the way across.
It's the distance from one side of a circle to the other. Like if you buy a pizza and it's a 10-inch pizza, they're talking about the diameter. It's if you went from one crust to the other side, the other crust, it's 10 inches.
I used to think it meant like.
Yeah, you thought that meant the circumference. That would be a very tiny pizza. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let me clear this one off. All right, let's read what we have next. Oh, this one's a little easier. Find the area of the following shape. Well, what shape is that?
Triangle. Triangle.
Triangle. So will someone please tell us, you can look at your little sheet, what's the formula for the area of a triangle?
I know.
Whoa. Maddie, what is it?
Area equals BH half.
It's half BH.
1/2 BH. I'll probably go into a little bit more of this. I don't want to take up too much time on the video, so let's just leave it at that. 1/2 base times height. We're just going to use the formula now, and when I talk about it with you, I'll show you why it's this way. But let's just look at what we have here. Basically, we have a base. Now, the base is always, let's see, it's often the bottom, but what you're looking for is two perpendicular lines. That's what the base and height make. Perpendicular means they make a right angle. So it's like one straight down into the other. So perpendicular is like this, if I can draw straight lines. That's what perpendicular lines look like. They make right angles. So when you're trying to find the base and height, that's what you're looking for. So what is the base of this?
4.
4. Now the height is always perpendicular to the base. What's the height?
6.
6. And I left off the 1/2, so let me put that in. And I'll just go ahead and put a time sign. So we need to do base times height and take half. So what's 4 times 6?
24.
24. And what's half of 24?
12.
12. So the area of this triangle is 12 centimeters, and it would be squared. I'm not going to take the time to put in the exponent now, though. So, or the square part. Any questions? It's basically just like a rectangle, only you end up halving it. I'm going to go more into this one. I just don't want to take too much time on the video to do it. So let's keep going. Example 3. This is the last one. Austin has a pizza shaped like a circle, and his friend Tom has a pizza shaped like a rectangle. Help me remember this. The diameter of Austin's pizza is 12 inches. I said Tom, I meant Tori. Tori's pizza is 10 inches long and 6 inches wide. So what am I going to be drawing here?
Circle and rectangle.
Circle and rectangle. So let's go ahead and draw that. I'll draw that in black here. So we have the circular pizza, sort of circle. Yeah. All right, and they gave us what, the diameter? So what's the diameter of this pizza?
12.
12. It was 12 inches? All right. And then they gave us another pizza. How big is this pizza? We can look back. So 10 by 6. So 10 inches.
Is that supposed to be a straight line in a circle?
Yes, it's supposed to be straight. That's the diameter. Sorry, my pen's not working, so I can't. Thank you for asking. All right, so those are our two pizzas. So it's always good to label things when you're showing work, especially, graders love those things. Love when you label things. It's easier to keep up with. So who was our first person? Austin? So this is Austin's pizza, and then Tori's pizza here. Now, first one. Which person has the pizza with the most crust? So is that the inside, how much is in, or the outside around? Outside. So for circles, what tells us outside? Circumference. So now we have to find the circumference. What's the formula for circumference?
3.15 or 3.14.
Captain for checkout.
Thank you. Pi times the diameter. So let's do that. So in this case, what is the diameter?
12.
So 12 pi.
Where did you get 37?
So 12 pi. Go ahead and multiply 12 times pi, see what you get. 37.69, so we'll say 37.7 inches. All right, and on this one, what do we call it? We don't call it circumference on a rectangle. What do we call it?
Area.
No?
Perimeter.
Perimeter. We just add all the sides. So 10 plus 10 is
16.
20, plus 6,
26.
plus 6 more? 32. So which pizza seems to have the most crust?
The Austin.
Circle.
The circle, so Austin's pizza. So when it says which person has the most crust, we're going to say
Austin.
Austin. Sorry, there's a delay to my typing here. Austin has the most crust. Any questions about that?
No.
What's the next question ask?
Which person has the most pizza overall?
All right, so let's go back to our work here. I'm going to switch colors. Yeah, what tells us the overall how much is inside of something?
Area.
Area. Now for circles, it's
Area.
pi times what?
The
Diameter.
no, the
Not diameter, that's just
half of the diameter.
radius squared. Squared. So in this one, if the diameter is 12, what's the radius?
6.
6. So what I'm going to do is plug in a 6 for the r and multiply. What's 6 squared?
18. Oh,
6 squared.
No, it's
6 times 6. 36. And 36 times pi is?
oh.
You don't really need the times sign, but I put it.
103.
103.1 or something?
113.
113?
Yeah, I missed.
All right, I can't. I'm just going to mark out so that we don't make the video too long. So that's 113 square inches of pizza. Any questions about that?
No.
Now, can I find an area of a rectangle too? Yeah, let's find the area.
I know it is.
What's the formula for area of a rectangle?
Weight times width.
Length times width or base times height. Either of those would be fine. I'll put L and W since that's what you said. What's the length?
10.
10. What's the width?
6.
It looks like a 16. It should be a 10. Sorry. Let's fix that. And 10 times 6 is
60.
60 square inches. So who has the most pizza overall?
The circle, Austin.
Yeah, Austin does by a long shot, right? So we're going to say that Austin. Sorry, I did spell it differently. Any questions? So we're going to practice doing a few word problems, mostly easier than this one actually, and go from there.